You know that moment when you open your banking app, and instead of bracing for impact, you actually feel calm. No immediate anxiety, no mental math, no, okay, if I move $200 from savings, I'll survive till Friday. Just quiet confidence. There's a specific number where that shift starts happening, and it's not $1 million. It's not even $100,000. It's $20,000. And most people have no idea how powerful that number actually is. My name is Palak Invests, and I spend an unreasonable amount of time thinking about money psychology, not just how to earn it, but how certain milestones completely rewire your brain. Because wealth doesn't grow linearly. It grows in thresholds. If you're someone who wants to understand the real mechanics behind wealth building, instead of just hoping things will magically improve, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it ends up helping you see money differently. And $20,000 is the first real turning point. The invisible barrier. When you're under $5,000 in savings, life feels fragile. Every unexpected expense is a potential disaster. Car repair, stress, medical bill, panic, job instability, full-blown anxiety spiral. You're not thinking about investing, you're thinking about survival. And when your brain is in survival mode, growth is almost impossible. It's like trying to build a business while someone's yelling fire in the background. Your nervous system won't allow it. But around the $20,000 mark, which for many people equals 3 to 6 months of living expenses, something changes. You're no longer reacting, you're responding. And that distinction changes everything. The boulder effect. Imagine pushing a massive boulder uphill. At first it barely moves. You're sweating, straining, wondering if it's even worth it. That's your first $5,000. Then $10,000. Then $15,000. It feels slow, unrewarding, heavy. But when you cross $20,000, it's like you reach the top of the hill. Now gravity starts helping. Not because you suddenly became smarter, but because your money is finally big enough to generate noticeable results. When percentages start feeling real, here's the math most people ignore. An 8% return on $2,000. That's $160. Nice. But forgettable. An 8% return on $20,000. That's $1,600. Now we're talking about real money. Money that can cover a vacation, pay property taxes, offset rent increases, be reinvested. The strategy didn't change, the scale did. And scale is where momentum lives. The survival brain versus the growth brain. When you don't have savings, your brain scans for threats. You accept bad job offers. You tolerate toxic environments. You avoid negotiating. You avoid investing. You avoid risk. Not because you're lazy, because you can't afford to fail. But once you have $20,000 saved, you unlock what I call optionality. You can leave. You can wait. You can negotiate. You can invest in yourself. That breathing room expands your thinking. Instead of asking, how do I make it to next month? You start asking, how do I build the next 10 years? The walking away power. This might be the most underrated benefit. When you have $20,000 saved, you're no longer trapped. You have walking away money. You don't have to beg for approval, tolerate disrespect, accept underpayment. And here's the funny part. You rarely need to actually walk away. Just knowing you can changes how you show up. You speak more confidently. You negotiate better. You take smarter risks. And confidence often increases income faster than any side hustle ever could. The acceleration effect. Let's say you're investing $1,000 per month. Getting to your first $20,000 feels slow. But once you hit it, your second $20,000 arrives faster. Because now you're not the only one contributing. Your money is working too. At $40,000, momentum increases again. At $100,000, growth becomes visible. By the time you reach a few $100,000, your portfolio can generate $20,000 in a year almost on its own. The work doesn't change. The compounding does. That's why this threshold matters so much. The identity shift. But here's the deeper transformation. Saving $20,000 forces you to become someone different. You track spending, delay gratification, say no when it matters, think long-term, prioritize investing. That's not just saving money. That's rewiring your behavior. And once you've proven to yourself that you can build $20,000, you stop seeing wealth as something other people have. It becomes something you're capable of. That belief compounds faster than money. The big expense realization. When you're broke, you obsess over small purchases: coffee, groceries, gas type, streaming subscriptions. Because every dollar feels critical. But once you hit $20,000, your focus shifts. You stop worrying about $3 decisions and start optimizing $30,000 decisions. Where you live, what you drive, how much you invest, how much you earn. That's where wealth is built, not in skipping lattes, but in mastering the big levers. Opportunity versus fear. Here's something powerful. When you have no money, you see threats everywhere. When you have $20,000, you start seeing opportunities. A course that increases your income, a business idea, a networking trip, an investment opportunity. Before, you couldn't act. Now, you can evaluate. And options are the true currency of wealth. The trap to avoid. Now let me be clear, $20,000 is not spending money. It's not, I deserve a new car money. It's not, time to upgrade everything money. It's foundation money. Blowing it resets you to survival mode. Protect it, grow it, let it compound. Because this is the seed, and seeds look small until you give them time. Final thought, $20,000 won't make you rich, but it will make you dangerous. Dangerous in negotiations, dangerous in investments, dangerous in opportunity, because you're no longer operating from fear. You're operating from choice. And once you experience that shift, from panic to stability to momentum, you'll realize something powerful. Wealth doesn't start at $1 million. It starts the moment you build enough foundation to think clearly. And for most people, that moment is $20,000.